Hello everyone, it's Carol welcoming you with some wonderful extra help to Between the Realms special video that celebrates the first anniversary of these videos that commenced a year ago on January 24th, 2020. And this wonderful chimes, Akoshi chimes attuned to water, arrived on Monday of this week. It's February the 5th as I'm recording this video in a brilliant sunny afternoon on a very wintry day. We are a week away from the new moon in Aquarius, which is Chinese New Year. And it was a year ago, January 24th, which was the eve of the Aquarius New Moon and Chinese New Year of a year ago. So here we are, a year on, videos made beginning twice a month was what the proposal was given to me as guidance, and they became more frequent during the pandemic through which we are still living. And in case I forget to mention, I think notably with the Chinese New Year beginning in a later calendar time for us in 2021, it's the year of the metal ox. For me, a rather special year in that I was born in the year of the ox. And if some of you out there also celebrate it that way, yay. It's going to be a special year. I'm not quite sure what the elemental parts of it are, and I know we could all look that up and find out more. But here I am with you a year on. I want to particularly thank those of you who have subscribed over these months. I am humbled and honored by the response that I've received of the videos that I have done. Thank you for letting me know that you've enjoyed them, that there's been meaningfulness in them, and for those videos that were made in particular to help us all get through those early months of the pandemic. And then simply, when all of this got started for me and Spirit had suggested, other than the work that I was presently doing, which was as a writer and a blog and my book on Avalon and the work that I did there and continue to honor came out. I had a dream about Avalon last night, and I want to just make a mention of it, but I want to, as you know from the homespun quality of about all of these, Spirit coming to tell me about let's make some videos, and it was going to have a couple strands connected with it. Lightspring Glen, this beautiful heart home of mine, this paradise, which is 7 acres on the end of a much vaster uninhabited woodland and hills here on the northwest corner of the Catskills. I had some trepidations and some nervousness beginning it all, but I jumped in, and so many of you helped me to know how much you were enjoying it. I find my cheeks are very red. This is my Germanic or Celticness too, all combined, but it's my enthusiasm as well. So I need no makeup or rouge. That's entirely natural. That's a tiny bit of a side note, isn't it? Must have something to do with the year of the ox. Continuing to find reasons to include joy and laughter in our lives, though, I am telling you, is exceedingly important. And I knew as I went on making the videos, many of them connected with the full and the new moons, and some acquaintance with what some of those energies were. The solstice celebrations and the equinoxes, and earlier this week, Imbolc, I want to mention a little bit, but I want to do one little tie-in about Avalon. And I may get to these cards that you see here because they were a part of things too. So I'm going to take a little bit of time to do that as well. But last night, I had a wonderful dream of being in Glastonbury, which is what we call now, if you're needing to go there, as a 21st century individual, it is also the ancient land of Avalon. So in my dream, I'm there with my friend Renee. Hello, Renee. And you and I, Renee, were in a wonderful gathering celebrating some important aspect of Avalon. And I looked up, we were going to go into this building together for this ceremony, and there were 2 rainbows in the sky. So I love that that happened, and it kind of a little bit of a thumbs up. I'm not coming up with a better word than that. An acknowledgement of how the Avalon energies have woven themselves through these videos so very much of the time. So earlier this week, a particular day in the pagan calendar, the Celtic calendar, or the natural wheel of the year, was Imbolc. If this doesn't become too long a video, I'm going to share with you, because we have St. Bridget's Day, we have Candlemas, and we have Groundhog Day. And I have just the sweetest poem about Groundhog Day, which I'm keeping on tap here to my left. So we'll see if I can bring that along with you. When I began the videos last year, I included time to time, including that first video, a reference to and showed you some cards from the Glastonbury Tarot. So and this is a tarot deck that is no longer in print, and I know you can look it up and try to find it. I think they're quite pricey. So I'm very glad to have my own deck and time to time share the readings with you, because they offer insights and affirmations. So the 3 cards, because that's usually what I draw, came up, I think, quite significantly in this set. So you will see by, I guess, reading it, that this one, which is the 5 of Swords, says acceptance. And that the one that follows it is the 4 of Swords. Oh my goodness, yes. Which is recuperation. That, I think, quite clearly tells us where we are in this new year, and with what we have come through in these months, in the pandemic, of all that we have needed to find our way through, find the resources that we needed to support us, and that we are at last finding our way to recuperation. So on to what was the 3rd card I drew, because even with, I guess by now, I think we probably all know someone who has been stricken by COVID-19 and has passed, has died because of it, or is in slow recovery. I know I have by this time, and I'm waiting my turn for the vaccine, as I know many of you are, to help us further move forward. But I know we are going to get through this all together. So that this card came up, which is so very hopeful. It is the 9 of Vesicas, and it indicates growth. This wonderful woman here is pregnant with her child, and the wonderful colors that she's wearing indicates energies arriving that indicate growth and hope. So those are the cards that appeared yesterday as I was preparing for this. I want to read you just briefly about the 9 of Vesicas. The 9 of Vesicas indicates a feeling of connection with the earth that so generously nourishes us. It is a time of fruition is drawing near, and what is blossoming in your life is being nurtured. Another message I got from Spirit as I was preparing to do this is to pose the question to you. What is seeking expression through you? We're still new in this year, and when we come up to a new moon, such as we're coming to next week, it is a time to plant seeds and to nurture them and nourish them and foster their growth. The last card that came, it was the supporting card, which is at the bottom of the deck, is the gateway, the 2 of Staffs. I drew this card more than once in making the videos last year, and I knew it was a portal year. We were on the verge of entering into something quite significant. Of course, now we so clearly know what that was. We are in a place of moving through to a time beyond COVID and a time of recovery. The divinatory meaning of this card is that you are standing on the threshold of new experience. Before you move forward into this, it is important that you first look back and come to terms with the past, for it has brought you to this point. Give thanks for what you have learned and move with confidence towards the new opportunities that are being offered. As we move to the new moon, and it's a very powerful one in Aquarius, and I'm not an astrologer. There's certain people I turn to gain information for how it is that I might make use of this energy. And I'm going to list an individual whose information about it seems particularly clear and meaningful. It's a very powerful opportunity with an incredible group of planets in it to foster the energies that can help us all plant seeds for what we want to carry forward into this year, to support that which is seeking expression through us. If we've come this far and we are still here and looking for ways to deepen our understanding of our own journey and how it is that we can offer our gifts to this world as never before, more clearly needed, this new moon will be an opportunity for you to do that. Pam Gregory's video will help you, I believe, possibly. So I'm going to put the link. And if you're not quite sure where the notes are, and some people will see these videos and not quite know that the details are, if it's on a larger screen, they're below the video, and you can click to see and enlarge them. If you're looking on a smaller device, there's some little menu to the side which helps you to open up to the details. So do go and explore that if you find your way there. A point I want to make in particular, I found it very powerful in what she shared. The last time this new moon in Aquarius had this much potency and this much possibility was 1962. It was a year in which I was 13 years old, and it was on the verge of so much that was going to offer itself as possibilities to make shifts in the world, and this world needs us all in this year to help be a part of solutions. So I encourage you to move into that possibility of working with the energies of that new moon. So passing that is possibly the most, as something meaningful. As I urge people to do, whatever it is you're hearing me say, whatever it is you come to of spiritual guidance, metaphysical guidance, if it resonates with you, then do take it on board and work with it. If it doesn't, the simpler expression is take what resonates and leave the rest. Maybe as well, where we were a year ago, as these videos got going, we didn't know what was coming to us. And I know we were gobsmacked for, I think, a while as to how it is we were going to go forward with lockdown and addressing the health risks and all of the things that we had to find ourselves in a smaller and smaller place, and how it is we could look, if any way, upon it as were there any gifts within this. And so I know at that point, as I was dealing with this myself, I knew that there was something that I would come upon, happen upon, or would come to me that I could share with you that might help you to address these things in your own journey. So this continues to be the case. Of course, one thing I've recently discovered is the opportunity to share what is the energy of this amazing healing land that I am so blessed to call my home and to draw upon its energies firsthand. As the year goes further and there's more opportunities safely to gather together, you will be invited to join gatherings here as they are safe to do so. But until then, time to time, there will be videos, snowy-wise and otherwise, when you can come out with me. And you won't even need mittens if it's snowy. You can just tune into the video. So we have that. I often included something that would qualify as suggesting to you self-care measures and skills. Alice Walker, the poet, has incredible a short line, and it is this, and I hope you'll do a little bit of it. She is the one who has said, hard times require furious dancing. Hard times require furious dancing. I live here on my own. No one's visited me here for a while. It's not safe to have people come in and out, but I have my kitty cat, Tiger Lily, still with me, and I definitely take some opportunity to do some dancing because it certainly is wonderful. Dance like no one's watching, and no one's watching me dance but the cat. So it makes it a little easier. Through the videos that have preceded these, if this is a whole new idea for you, look through the titles to see some skills that of connecting and grounding with Mother Earth that might help you to find other ways. We still need to work on being centered and grounded and find our way through the further months that are still awaiting us to live through. But we are coming to the conclusion of the worst of it. I absolutely know this is true. And I know because you are out there and you let me know that some of this connection matters to you and your connection to me matters to me, that this is true. And it's wonderful to know all of the truth of that. It touches my heart in more ways than I can possibly say, except that it is something of gratitude, and the practice of gratitude is a very compelling practice. So there's a lot of multiple ways to do that as well. So I'm going to push ahead to find a way to make this the video that will be under 20 minutes. I sometimes go on. As you can tell, I write at length, and sometimes, former school teacher that I am, and I have an audience. No one's even restless out there that I know. And whether or not you did your homework assignments, hey, I'm never going to know. Unless you write and tell me. It is helpful, though, side note. As you watch people's videos, it's really lovely if you hit that little like thing, which on a smaller device, you might have to look for the thumbs up, and that you maybe leave a comment about what you enjoyed in the video. Or by doing so, the videos on YouTube reach more people. There's, who knows, algorithms, logarithms? Algorithms, I think that's what they are. My little joke. To raise the visibility of these videos. So thanks for helping me do that. If you subscribe, I do know, it took me a while to know this, is that it's very simple. There's things like you subscribe, and it says you're subscribed, but then there's that little bell, which you ring, so to speak, so that, and I think it says all, so that it activates the notifications to you, so you won't miss any of these videos. So there it is, you know, the nuts and the bolts, and here we are, together, going through another set of these lunar phases. Oh my goodness, coming up on the new moon. It was an incredible full moon of a week ago, the wolf moon. The energies and the cycles of grandmother moon are wonderful. If it's not something you followed on a regular basis, make this the year to do so. I think you'll find it. Man or woman, moon and lunar energies are often more compelling for women. We have our cycles of many things that, you know, it calls to us in so many ways. But you've, gentlemen there, you've got the feminine in you as I have the masculine in me. So that is something, maybe start watching that moon more. And these wonderful calendars are available. So you can go ahead and do that. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to thank you for coming again, celebrating this next round, this next beginning of the wheel of the year, the Groundhog Day and St. Bridget's Day, or Imbolc, I-M-B-O-L-C. The day before is a cross-quarter day, partway between the winter solstice of December 21st and the March equinox, which is the beginning of spring. So I'm going to close with a poem of Lynn Unger about Groundhog Day. Thank you so much for joining me for the whole of this video, if you're still around, because I often do Mary Oliver poems, and you'll get more of those later, and there's a whole bunch of little videos for poems on my channel. You can look them up. Okay, here we go. Sorry to be looking over here. There's a wonderful picture of a groundhog holding a clover next to his cute little black nose. Okay, so picture that. Groundhog Day by Lynn Unger. Celebrate this unlikely oracle, this ball of fat and fur, whom we so mysteriously endow with the power to predict spring. Let's hear it for the improbable heroes who, frightened at their own shadows, nonetheless unwittingly work miracles. Why shouldn't we believe this peculiar rodent holds power over sun and seasons in his stubby paw? Who says that God is all grandeur and glory? Unnoticed in the earth, worms are busily, brainlessly tilling the soil. Field mice, all unthinking, have scattered seeds that will take root and grow. Grape hyacinths, against all reason, have been holding up green shoots beneath the snow. How do you think spring arrives? There is nothing quieter, nothing more secret, miraculous, mundane. Do you want to play your part in bringing it to birth? Nothing simpler. Find a spot not too far from the ground and wait. Lynn Unger's poem, Groundhog Day. I made it over 20 minutes. Thanks so much for joining me again. If you've returned to these videos, thank you for celebrating the beginning of a new year. Blessings to you in your journey from here to the new moon in Aquarius, February 11th. Happy Chinese New Year. I will return again. From Lightspring Glen, Tiger Lily and me, many blessings and much love. Take care. Bye for now.